My name is Iretiola Doyle, and it's the official mouthpiece of the Nigerian maritime sector. It's Nimasa this week. Hello and welcome. Now, without a doubt, the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program initiated by Nimasa is indeed a success story. 4 years after its introduction, the NSDP scheme is waxing strong and has become a major milestone in Nimasa's quest to build human capacity for the nation's maritime sector. According to the DG and Chief Executive Officer of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, the NSDP scheme is aimed at creating a pool of competent professionals to address the manpower challenges facing the nation's maritime sector. This week, our correspondent Rachel Ubani takes a critical look at the significance and effect of the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program.
The Nigerian Seafarers Development Program (NSDP), an initiative of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (Nimasa), is a strategic intervention designed to address the manpower requirements in the maritime sector. Since its inception 5 years ago, over 2,500 young Nigerians have benefited or are currently enjoying various levels of sponsorship in schools in the United Kingdom, Egypt, Romania, India and Philippines. The outstanding performance by Nigerian students in these schools is worthy of note. Many of them graduated with first-class honors, while a good number emerged best overall. The recent graduation of the second batch of students from the Arab Academy for Science and Technology and Maritime Transport, Egypt, gives credence to the sustainability of the program, owing to the federal government's commitment to the training of seafarers. The Nimasa helmsman, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Akpobulukemi, reiterates the importance of the program while also commending the Nigerian students for their excellent performance.
This is to show that Nigerians, anywhere they are, they can excel. The students have done wonderfully well. They've made Nigerians proud, and we are going to continue with this program.
The coordinator Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, Irene McFoy, noted that students underwent a stringent selection process to qualify for the program and commended the initiative for succeeding beyond expectations.
From the inception of his administration, the DG pursued the success of the NSDP with passion and determination. They have completed their degree program in marine engineering and nautical science, respectively. They are ready for youth service and, by God's grace, for the Nigerian maritime labor market.
Some of the students expressed their appreciation for the opportunity afforded them.
This is an opportunity that most people are looking for. It's free. You know, they pay the fees, the accommodation is very okay. They pay you your monthly stipend every month. Is something to be grateful for God for.
We have been treated nicely. The school environment is good. The health and everything is okay. It's up to standard. We feel at home in this place.
In fact, so far I've heard of is one of the best programs because we are having full scholarship in all aspects, and say a big thank you to Nimasa for that.
Some of the students who were best overall lauded Nimasa for creating the program and assured that they would put their skills into use for the development of the shipping business.
Today is a very wonderful day. It's one of the most important days of our life, whereby we stand before hundreds of people to be celebrated for our achievements. And I think with this that we have achieved today, we are going to try our best to make sure that Nigerian maritime industry is taken to the highest point.
I'm very appreciative to the federal government and the Nigerian Maritime Administration, the DGs and my state government. Without them, this program won't be possible.
Officials of the Philippines Academy also endorsed the program.
We never had any singular major incident to speak of. That means they're good as far as discipline. They participate in watch standing, and they're good at that. No? And also in academics, I heard from the instructors that they are doing well. No?
Their scholars deserve the funding that your government is giving. They are all qualified, and we congratulate your government for selecting the best from among the applicants.
While applauding the gains of the program, the chairman, Nigerian Ports Consultative Council, Kunle Folari, urged the private sector to key into the program.
The journey has been started by Nimasa. I will also implore the private sector to emulate Nimasa by sponsoring young people to train them in marine sciences, in the nautical sciences, in architecture, in nautical survey, that this country will be self-dependent and self-driven when the economy of Nigeria demands it. Comparative advantage is there for us. We have the people, we have the will, we have the resources, and we have the endowment. Nigeria will succeed.
The NSDP is funded under 3 different windows, which include collaborative partnership between states and Nimasa on a 60-40% arrangement, companies and Nimasa partnership, and total sponsorship by Nimasa. These windows were created by the agency to give opportunity to more beneficiaries because several state governments were yet to key into the program. Only 17 states are currently working with Nimasa. An official from Benue State who endorsed the program also solicited for more participation from states.
We deeply appreciate what the state is doing. We call on other states that have not keyed in the program to do same, because this program, if it eventually materializes or eventually takes full ground, it will even take the place of oil as a major revenue yielding venture for Nigeria. So we expect that it will, everybody that is having the interest of this country at heart should key in the program.
The head Public Relations Department, Nimasa, Mr. Isiche Osangbi, commended the excellence shown by the Nigerian students at the program, while also restating the agency's commitment to building capacity for the growth of the maritime domain.
We in Nimasa feel very delighted to see these students graduate. Some years ago, it was looking like a dream. Today is reality. We have some students graduating from the Arab Academy in Egypt, graduating in marine engineering and nautical sciences. And we are happy they are Nigerians, we are happy they are people who are sponsoring. It goes a long way to show that the NSDP program is a great project that will further inspire development in the maritime industry. We are quite confident that a few years from now, the issue of capacity growth in terms of human capacity will be a thing of the past.
The DG Nimasa, Mr. Ziakere Patrick Akpobulukemi, further assured the graduates of sea-time training, which he stated was embedded in the NSDP, and stressed that the agency was committed to achieving it.
What about the sea time? Without the sea time, it's like what housemanship is to the medical student. Without the sea time training, this program cannot be seen to be a valid program. We in Nimasa told our stakeholders they shouldn't be afraid. Embedded and entrenched in this program is a sea time component, and we have taken a vow and a promise that any student that was sent out of this country, we are going to find resources to provide sea time training for that student.
Marine notice from the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. Withdrawal of maritime services from port facilities found to be non-compliant with the provisions of the International Ship and Port Facility Security (ISPS) Code. Pursuant to the agency's regulatory mandate as a designated authority for the implementation of the International Ship and Port Facility Security (ISPS) Code in Nigeria, and in line with its functions, the general public is hereby informed as follows: that having exhausted all intermediate measures to compel deficient port facilities to address identified areas of non-compliance with the ISPS Code, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has commenced the withdrawal of maritime services from such port facilities, terminals, and jetties. that the withdrawal of maritime services, which implies the stoppage of ship calls at such facilities, shall remain in place until the designated authority is satisfied that minimum requirements for compliance with the ISPS code have been met. All port facility owners, operators are therefore advised and should be guided accordingly. For further information or clarification, please contact Secretary ICIC via email isps.icic@nimasa.gov.ng or call the number 0803 497 5876. Signed, Management.
The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Apoblukemi, has called for further synergy with the Nigerian Navy to facilitate its enforcement responsibilities. Now, the DG, who was represented by the Zonal Coordinator of the Eastern Zonal Office, Mr. A.C. Ogadi, made this call during a courtesy visit that he paid to the Nigerian naval base in Port Harcourt, Rivers State recently. Our correspondent, Rachel Lubani, has the details.
Maritime safety and security is a way of life in Nimasa, an aspect that is never compromised, owing to its importance to the sector and society. For any sustainable and meaningful growth in the maritime sector, a robust maritime domain awareness system is inevitable. This is why Nimasa has entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian Navy and the Nigerian Air Force to enhance water patrol and aerial surveillance of Nigeria's maritime domain. The launch of the Nimasa Satellite Surveillance Center, which has the capability to detect boats, ships and objects of predefined cross-section floating on water, is a testimonial of Nimasa's commitment to securing the waterways. The agency's vigorous pursuit of the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code, resulting in 22 port facilities and counting being compliant, further buttresses the point. Furthermore, Nimasa's public-private partnership project has made it possible for the agency to enforce maritime regulations, which was a constraint prior to the concession contract. In a bid to further strengthen its enforcement capabilities, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa Eastern Zonal Office, led by the Zonal Coordinator Mr. Anthony Ogadi, paid a courtesy call to the Commander NNS Pathfinder Rumulumeni in Port Harcourt to build on the already existing synergy with the force and to ensure security is maintained.
We are quite aware of the fact that we have a dearth of seafarers in the country, but Nimasa is trying by all means to empower and to build capacity in this aspect. And all this will be achieved if our enforcement and the port and zonal levels are very effective. We will not be reading out the various challenges we have while we go out of enforcement, but we are quite aware of the strict security situations we have in this part of the country. And that is why most facilities have this security outfit around them to ensure that we don't have issues of terrorism and other kind of negative issues that has to do with so security is paramount, and that's why I have security personnel. And the Navy has a very strong role, and it's been a very strong role in that effect.
The Commander NNS Pathfinder Commodore Godwin Ochai, in his response, assured the agency of the support of the Navy in their operations, stressing that it was their statutory responsibility. He also called for proper communication to enable smooth synergy between them.
I want to assure you that we will cooperate with you and we will synergize, like I said, because we have a common goal ahead of us. So one of the ways that we can work in good synergy is when we communicate. We must see ourselves as having a common goal, that we're going to a particular destination. If you need to do something, you let us know on time. Okay, I need to get to this place. We will assist you get there.
Nimasa this week, the authoritative voice in the maritime sector.
We are laying this very sound foundation that the gains will manifest sometime tomorrow. You know, people just want to see, I command, I decree that this building stands, and it stands. You know, government business is not done in that way. You should have a vision backed up with a mission. Then you begin to implement. We're in the implementation stage, and all these projects we're talking about, by the special grace of God, they are all going to see the light of the day.
Marine notice. Search and rescue emergency numbers. Pursuant to the agency's statutory mandate to ensure the safety of lives and property in the Nigerian maritime domain, notice is hereby given that reporting of all maritime incidences is now mandatory, and as such, the agency's Regional Maritime Coordination Center is to be contacted on the following emergency telephone lines: 07 0007 00010 and 07 0007 0020. Signed, Management.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Oponga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business, or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place, because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution, as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
For over 1 week, government agencies, manufacturers, and investors, both local and international, converged on the capital city of Abuja to take part in the 9th edition of the Abuja International Trade Fair, organized by the Abuja Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, ABUSIMA. The highly successful trade fair drew attendance from prominent business magnates as well as senior government officials. Our Waterways correspondent, Amanda Akpan, has the details.
Trade exhibition is one of the marketing tools used to develop and cultivate customer relations, search for new prospects, and position an organization in the consciousness of the general public. It was in the light of this that the business community and some government agencies converged on the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja to participate in the 9th edition of Abuja International Trade Fair, organized by the Abuja Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, ABUSIMA. This year's fair covered a wide spectrum of Nigeria's business and economic activities and offered a unique platform for Nigerian industrialists and visiting foreign investors to interact and consolidate on investment opportunities. Nigerian rich cultural heritage headlined the opening ceremony of this year's edition of the fair, as cultural troupes serenaded the dignitaries and the special guests with spectacular dance routine from different geopolitical zones of the country. On hand to declare this year's event open was the Executive Governor of Abia State, His Excellency Theodore Orji, who was represented by his Deputy Chief Emeka Ananaba. In his welcome address, the president of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Dr. Solomon Inyagba, commended the exhibitors, investors and participants from within and outside the country for making this year's edition a reality. Further, in a speech, Dr. Inyagba underscored the importance of the theme for this year's edition titled Strengthening SMEs for Economic Growth, and appealed to government at all levels to offer more incentives to small and medium enterprises as they are pivotal to the nation's drive for economic growth. Done with the formality of the opening ceremony, the special guest of honor, Chief Emeka Ananaba, in company of other dignitaries including members of the diplomatic corps, took a tour around the exhibitors' stands. One of the places visited was the stand of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, where their inquiries and observations were attended to by the Nimasa's officials manning the stand. All through the days that the fair lasted, the Nimasa corner was a beehive of activities as it played host to a horde of people ranging from those making inquiries about the operations of the agencies and those interested in doing business with the Apex Maritime Authority. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency's officials responded to these inquiries and brought them up to speed with some of the agency's initiatives aimed at developing our maritime sector. As expected in a forum such as this, promotional items such as souvenirs, flyers and journals were freely given to those who called at the Nimasa stand. As the activities marking the 9th edition of the Abuja International Trade Fair were rounded up, the organizers were quite satisfied with the turnout and outcome of the fair, as a lot of technological innovations were displayed while many business relationships were developed.
Again, we've gone trawling through our email box to bring you answers to questions that we have determined to be some of the most frequently asked on our show. And this week, we begin like this.
Our frequently asked question for this week is, what is the difference between port state inspection and flag state inspection? The head, Maritime Safety and Seafarer Standards, Nimasa, Engineer Vincent Udoyi, obliged us with an answer.
When you talk of flag state, we are referring to vessels registered under the Nigerian flag. And when you talk about port state, you are referring to vessels that call at Nigerian ports, but they may be from other countries. And so when we board those vessels from other countries that call at Nigerian waters to carry out inspections, we are carrying out what is called port state inspections. But when we go on board Nigerian flagged vessels, it now becomes a flag state inspection.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show. Now, please don't forget, Nimasa this week is interactive. All you need to do is send an email to the address currently showing on your screen, and we will be more than happy to respond. We're going to be here, same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.